Hey guys, yo, what's up? My name's Seb and welcome to Jump Inside Games. Today on the channel, we are doing a series review on the series Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, I really like this series, and what I find quite interesting about this series, it's in a partnership between Netflix and Nickelodeon. It's not something you see. However, if you do want to watch the series, you do have to get a Netflix subscription to watch this because it's airing on Netflix. Make sense? Awesome. Brilliant. Now, I just want to mention to you, in case you're new here, even though I say series review, I do only review the beginning parts of any series. Or for example, in this particular series, I'm only going to be doing the first half of episode 1. And let me tell you, there is a lot of content to break down about this episode alone. So without no further ado, we're going to get into it. But like I say before, there's going to be no episode 5 or episode 6 spoilers, so it's going to be completely spoiler free, apart from if you think of maybe the first half of episode 1 might be a bit spoilery, but apart from that, if you can handle that, this is basically just going to be a breakdown of episode 1. So without no further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I just want to mention to you that I am breaking this video down into 2 parts. The first part is the episode breakdown, and the second part is our review on this particular episode. So without no further ado, let's get down with the breakdown. Okay, so this movie does it better than I do, but we start out with this earthbender who's running away from these firebenders. But 1 second while I explain to you exactly what these types of people are. So it's broken down into 4 different categories of elements. You've got waterbenders who control water, earthbenders that control earth, firebenders that control fire, and airbenders that can control air. However, there is one person that can control all 4 elements, and that person is known as the Avatar. Now, when the Avatar dies, the soul of the Avatar goes into a new person, so they reincarnate. And as they reincarnate in an elemental cycle. So Yang Chen, who was the last air nomad known, and then there was Karuk of the Water Tribe, then Kaishi of the Earth Kingdom, and then Ruku of the Fire Nation, which means the next Avatar in line is an airbender. And Fire Lord Sozin is the ruthless leader of the Fire Nation. He believes that this is his time to mark a campaign on the world because the Fire Nations have a desire for power. So back to this guy running away. He's running away with a scroll. And on the scroll is the Fire Lord's plan of how he wants to take over the world. He chucks it to his friend and tells him to take it back to the Earth Kingdom, while he stays back and creates a diversion and eventually gets captured. However, this was all part of the plan from the Fire Lord. He wanted them to get the scroll and run away with it, because now all eyes would be locked on the Earth Kingdom, leaving the air nomads unprotected. Then you get a bit of backstory with Aang, who is going to be our main character for this entire series, which is already different compared to the movie, because the movie, to show this beginning introduction part, just showed text on screen. However, in this beginning part right here, it got introduced to Aang that he was an avatar. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, that's for you to discover and go to Netflix and watch, but it just so happened on the night that Aang didn't have a great night sleeping and decided to get on the back of his sky bison named Appa. He decides to take to the air, where the air will clear his head and he'll be able to focus more. However, midst out to sea, there's the bad storm and he gets caught into the ocean and gets frozen in ice. And this is the same night that the Fire Nation attack all of the air nomads. And the reason that all the air nomads are in one location are because they're celebrating the Comet Festival that only comes once every 100 years. After 100 years later, it turns out that a waterbender who is fishing for food bumped into a sphere of ice. Inside the sphere of ice, Aang wakes up, and that's where this series begins. You know what? I think Netflix are really on this, because One Piece was something that came out last year, and One Piece was spot on perfect. It's a drama, it's a fantasy, it's an action, it's an adventure, and I loved One Piece, and this is no different. It's the same ingredients, and it's been put onto Avatar, and Avatar is absolutely amazing. At least on my take it is. I think it's spot on perfect. One thing though, I must mention, there is a lot of information that goes on in these episodes. And to break down episode 1 for you, That's a lot of information just on episode 1 alone. I mean, to be fair, you do have to introduce people to this world, introduce the characters to this world, all in one go here. And I think they've done a pretty darn good job. In fact, one of the things I really like about this, and the information that is being sent to you, is being done by these actors. Now, these actors are absolutely class. They're brilliant actors, but I've never seen them in anything else. So they've been very, very interestingly picky on what characters to put into this, because I thought the actors were perfect. They act great, they become these characters, and I don't have that issue with going, oh, I know you from somewhere else, because, you know, like things like Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, when that was being done, you could recognize it was a Liam Neeson's voice. But in this, there is no, I recognize this person from somewhere else. It's awesome. It's a very unique series. I really, really like it. And I think they've done an excellent job with choosing the cast for this particular series. Now, each episode is around about 45 minutes to an hour long. So roughly the whole series in total is about, with 8 episodes, it's about 7.5 hours in total, give or take. So you are watching 7.5 hours worth of content here. I think it's really good what they've done to this with the amount of time they fit into all these episodes. And yeah, the actual anime series itself that it's based on, which beyond me, I'm only just starting to watch right now. Each of those episodes are roughly about half an hour, and I think there's about 20 episodes in series 1, I think. And I think in total, that's around 10 hours. So 7.5 hours for this particular Netflix series and 10 hours there. It's still a lot of content. Whether you're watching the anime series or you're watching this series, you're getting a lot of content. You're getting a lot of what Avatar is within this particular series. And to be honest with you, they've done an absolutely class job with the episode timing and the amount of information in an episode. It's perfect. It's awesome. And you know what? I will mention the last bit. I just want to mention that as well as this is an action-adventure fantasy drama, it's also an action-adventure fantasy drama that's coming out with a season 2 and a season 3 that Netflix have just announced. So if you do want to watch this series and you do like stuff like this, then go and watch it. Check it out. It's absolutely brilliant, and be prepared because there's a series 2 and a season 3 coming out very soon. Did I say series and season? I have no idea. But yes. As a rating for you, I'm going to mark this down as a 10 out of 10. This is a Jump Inside recommendation. If you are into fantasy, drama, adventure in action, this is definitely worth watching. I really hope you check it out. Anyway, without no further ado, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on another Jump Inside video, and goodbye.